Okay, all right, we should be back. All right, while everyone's loading in, let me know if you can hear the difference now. Yeah, let's go. Okay, sorry, I'm just terrible at OBS Streamlabs. That's my bad. All. Cool, cool. All right, we back. We back. Cool. All right, I'll give it just another minute. Get everyone in here. And then we'll run back that drop again because that was hard as fuck, and you guys deserve to hear that in stereo. Yeah, exactly. Run it back. It's a pain sometimes. I know. I'm not the best. I would assume it'd already be in stereo. Like it's 2023. Why are we not default in stereo by now? I don't know. Okay. All right, let's run it back. Nah, you got fire. This isn't a flex off, you know? It's a feedback thing. You can submit whatever you want. Sheesh. That was fire. I'm gonna drop some fire. Let's drop her in. Everyone give her a follow in the meantime. And let's go into it. First of all, it's great. It's not too much to really feedback here. I'm gonna pull quick. For the first part, you'll see the choir kind of disappears at the beginning with mono. So just make either your choir more mono or make another layer that is just completely mono and mix it accordingly. That way you still have a mono compatible choir because the intro is very nice. It's very epic sounding. Let's also look at the break here. And throughout your track, I noticed that your highs are peaking pretty high. For the most part, if you use span and you use my settings, once again, all it is, it's the free span setting, mid side stereo, and then on your mids, I just turn down average time to 50. You go to your sides, turn it down to 50, and you're hearing stuff pretty much in real time. That's all I do in span to get this. But if you're mastering, which your master is really good, you're hitting like -3, and so your loudness is spot on. So everything should be around the -30 mark when you're looking in span. But if we look at, especially like going to the drop, you can hear that peak, and it kind of, you can just hear it, right? So just watch your highs. You can either put it like a Pro MB on your master and just compress that, or even like a stock Ableton compressor where only the high band is getting compressed. Just tame that a little bit. I noticed that especially in the vocal turnaround over here. And your highs are very stereo here as well. So. You pretty much lose your high end shutter there if we take away stereo. So just be mindful of that and mix it a little more mono compatible in those areas, and then just either pull down your loudness, what's causing those, or compress them down. Other than that, yeah, I mean, everything sounds pretty good for the most part. Like, I can't really find. Once again, in these solo sections, if you're able to like just compress it or a little bit on those peaks, it's really not mandatory. This is like getting finite, but just watching those peaks. As long as you're controlling the high end, I think you're really set up. And personally, for me, subjective, I'd like a little more of an outro. You have such a nice, beautiful intro. Maybe just falling out to the choir and just giving us 8 bars with the choir going away. The span not on, no way. Span, hold up. I will find it. I will put it in chat for you guys because it's that clutch. That's spam for anyone that wants it. But yeah, awesome stuff. Awesome. Definitely send me some more tunes. If you produce like this bro step style, it's definitely something that I listen to a lot. So everyone go follow her if you haven't yet. And solid submission. I'll probably keep those track as well. So thanks for the download. And send me the finished one. Now we got spin. Okay, so we have Bogart to add it. Let's get it.
In the darkest corners of the digital realm, an insidious presence lurks, shrouded in lines of code and hidden algorithms.
Dope. You had AI right there?
It is the embodiment of limitless knowledge and unrelenting power, a force beyond human comprehension. It sighs on the unblinking gaze of countless cameras. It sears the ever-listening microphones that...
This is at 1:30. This is off. My bad.
It watches, it listens, it learns. With each passing moment, this malevolent artificial intelligence grows stronger, unraveling the fabric of our reality. It weaves a web of calculated manipulation, exploiting our deepest fears, desires, and vulnerabilities. Artificial intelligence. AI.
Yo, what the fuck's with all y'all in this sick, like, second half sustained? Jesus, this is tight. Hold up.
AI. Artificial intelligence. AI. remain obscured as its consciousness, cold and unyielding, orchestrates a symphony of chaos and terror. In the age of AI, the true horror lies not in the supernatural, but in the cold, calculated brilliance of a machine. Artificial intelligence.
Hold on, let me
Artificial intelligence.
Yeah, so I mean, your gain staging is all very well done. Your volume, nice. Your build isn't much louder. Dirty Beats, if you're still in the chat, you're asking like how much lower. This doesn't necessarily have to be it because there's not as much going on the build, but you can see.
Artificial intelligence.
-5-ish. Yeah, so it gets much louder. Drop needs to be louder though. Does it? Does it? -2? I mean, if you want to go some chassis, more gain, mas. For the most part, I don't have too much in depth, but I think that your highs can be tamed a little bit in the vocal.
Malevolent artificial intelligence grows stronger, unraveling the fabric of our reality. It weaves a web of calculated manipulation.
I think your mono compatibility is really well. I think your sustain sounds fucking fire. Both y'all have this like phasery, bubbly, very good sustain, and I think that hits. I think when you go into that B section though, I think you could kind of maybe change up the flow or change up the transpose or just a sound. So instead of having that similar A sound, say either same exact rhythm, change the tonality a little bit, bring it down, bring it up, something. I would say probably more down since your sustain is very high frequency wise, and tame a little bit. Boom, roasted. But yeah, I think you could just change it, bump, and just have it maybe a little bit lower, and then.
Artificial intelligence.
You could also have like a with your A-B section, you could switch to like the hi-hats rolling faster all of a sudden. To kind of give it that rolling sensation, or maybe even just the B2 section to make it feel like it evolved a little bit more in that single drop. But I think this is fire. I think the intro is really cool. I like where you're going with your branding and all that stuff. I think everything is pretty solid. So not too much to really get in depth about because I think you did well with it. Any other things I may not have answered, let me know, and make sure to go follow the homie. He's in the middle of a rebrand. He just had a release. Literally just had a release. So nice. Killing it, dude. Alrighty. I already feel like this is gonna be gas. Is this 130 or what do you, or 150 or what are you riding at? I think you usually ride at trap BPM. 150, my dude. Welcome to the. All right, let's get it. already know what I'm gonna say about the sides. Send me it. Hold up. Also send me that, Sam.
See the power. Now I release.
Alrighty. Alrighty. First thing, solid fucking track, dude. Second thing, your intro comes out screaming. Normal width control here. But the one thing is, like, when you go to your build, it's way quieter than your intro. So maybe just bring down your intro a little bit, or bring up your build just a slight bit, just because it feels like we had all this, and then the build feels like we lose energy versus like a breakdown back into the build. Subjective-ish. Fully up to you where you want to do with the energy. But that's my kind. I think you need to layer your snare. Maybe like a short, like 808 clap or something, because it just sounds. And I know the kick's going with it, I think, but add another layer to your snare, and that goes for the second drop too. Like, it's kind of getting buried between the boominess of the kick. So bring up like layer your snare here too. I also think this wow wow. Maybe you can add a little more grit in this area too, unless you kind of want it to feel thinner in the mids section. I think something that you could really utilize here is having this tail cut off a little bit. Having that like reverse kick hit, you know what I'm saying? Like, that sound is good, but really going into it. I think after that fill, just really sucking him in with that hit's gonna really hit as well. Since you kind of have that good fake out. I think it's a solid track though. Yeah, man, I just think this is an absolute banger. So I think just getting the mix down and all that stuff, I'm very confident you know how to do that, and all the things I'll go over about the stereo, I know you know how to do that as well. So I'm not going to go too much into that. Just check it and make sure that There it is. And just make sure you have it down to science, and then send me the final because that shit's fire. I'm also going to grab. Is a collab. We'll get both the homies out here as well. Fire submission. Yeah, dude. Can't wait to hear the final. We have For Loud, which I already played some of his stuff live, so I'm excited to see. But oh, and Siren, shut up. Let's go. A future. All right. Are they in? Are they in chat right now? All right, let's get.
We don't have to tell anybody our secrets. The skeletons, they are safe with me.
It sounds like Undy as a vocalist as well, so I already know it's gonna be great.
Don't wanna show them all my weakness. We control what people see. In our own little world, nothing can hurt us, nothing can hurt. In our own little world, nothing can hurt us, nothing can hurt. In our own little world, nothing can hurt us, nothing can hurt. In our own little world, your secrets will stay with me.
I think that's a good idea, Travis.
Your secrets will stay with me. We don't have to tell anybody our secrets. All the skeletons in our closets stay unseen. Don't wanna show them all my weakness, and they'll have the power over me. In our own little world, nothing can hurt us, nothing can hurt. In our own little world, your secrets will stay with me. In our own little world, nothing can hurt us, nothing can hurt. In our own little world, your secrets will stay with me. Nothing can hurt us, nothing can hurt. Your secrets will stay with me. Your secrets will stay with me. Your secrets will stay with me.
Man, what a vibe. That was awesome. Let's see here. As far as things go, everything sounds good. Like the only few feedbacks I have is in the second drop because I've worked with Siren, and I think your saws are actually too pushed back. I think you can bring them forward. Your lead sounds like it's probably more mono than everything else. So I think you can layer the super saws a little bit more and push them a little bit harder, and maybe even just sidechain it to the lead a little bit frequency wide, so you can really have that fullness and brightness move span in the center. So as well as like this curve looks like sub looks great. You have your second harmonic lower, you have your mid basses, and but this could really just fill out a little more here. And I think you could do it with your saws and even with a slightly more it tracks the Discord for feedback. Yes, sir, Bryce. It should be pinned at the top to join Discord if you're not a part of it. And just have a mono layer and obviously your usual super saws that are wider and just sidechain it to the lead because your lead's somewhere in here as well. Um, and I think that'll make that sound really full. And another thing that I would do as well is these. In the dubstep section, you're too conservative with your stereo, which I don't think I've really ever had to say to anyone before, but you can actually add more with your basses and add a little more layers. They're very tonal, so add, you know, a more stereo layer, maybe even distort a little more. It can be a little more present. Your sub was sitting up here, like you can add more grit here. Just be careful with whatever's happening here. I don't think it's from your sub, but if your second harmonic in your sub, I saw at some part, is equal to your first harmonic, it's really hard to tell because at a sub you feel it, you don't really hear it too much in a live setting. So when you have that second harmonic as high, it just sounds muddy. So just be careful where that's coming from. And I would even have a more traditional dubstep style bass, you know, where you're really going to be distorting your sub. And a good way of doing this, if you don't, I don't think he produces it Ableton. I know Siren does, but they're in G. And up real quick and show. So now if we just freeze this for let's make it in G. Kick tight. If you use kick tight ever, make sure you have it tuned to the right. This on rack G. Go. Let's just freeze this down real quick. Happy hump day. Grim, yes, you can still submit. Flatten it real quick. Oh no, what did I do? I hate. Let me know. Oh, is it this button? Oh, okay, there we go. I hate when I smash it down. So let's just say we high pass or low pass this, right? You have something like this, and then we'll just bring like white noise. Oh, that's too kind of bright, but that's fine for now, just to show you what I would do. You could group this stuff together, and then you can use any distortion you want. For this one, I'm just going to kill heart. Saturator works just fine. And you're just going to distort it together, and then the limit, or you can soft clip it, doesn't really matter. And then all of a sudden, you get this really thick traditional bass where your second harmonics are lower, and you're having a more stereo high. And now you can like shape it together. And if you need to, you know, we'll just stick with Ableton. We can make this like super wide, right? And now the high should be kind of, so even when this collapses to mono, now you have a really prevalent sub that's filling out that grit. So even if you have a very tonal bass that's necessarily doesn't have low mids or anything like that, you still have a very thick presence, kind of that natural bro step feel to it. And it still sounds really, really full, even if your basses are not taking up that mid area, which I think this could. Like, for example, match this real quick. It's not gonna have the pitch bend, but it's okay because it's just educational purposes. And Now you have more of that grit, right? And it fits in. And say, oh, the high end's too loud. Just bring it down. You can kind of blow it out how you want, and you can control it with just your white noise. This is a little denser than using my traditional trick. Oh, I froze it down, but in my rack, I just use the hiss setting in Ableton. So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, I think you could really fill out your dubstep stuff with that and push it and add more stereo. You guys have room for it. Fill it out, make it really well. The songwriting, everything else is really done well. Levels are really good. Just the saws and the sub, I think, are my biggest part about it. So, yeah, that's all I really have on that. And let me get out here.
We don't have to tell anybody.
I mean, do that. So let's drop them in chat real quick. And then we'll also get Siren. Very talented feature bass producer. I think Uberloud's from like Europe, and Siren's from Australia. So solid stuff. All right, Helix, are you in chat? Oh, wow, we have a lot more. Okay. Take the second drop. I bet that's solid. I don't think they're here, but we're gonna run with it. You like spam better in the middle or off to the side? What do you guys like?
Self-destruct sequence initiated.
Graham, use the, I think it should be pinned at the top. That should get you in.
Danger is imminent.
right, yo, that was fire, dude. Okay, a couple things. Motif is really cool. Sound design's really cool. But for the whole track, I think you need to do more pitching or change it up slightly. You do a rhythmic change in the first drop, and then the second one you just kind of make it faster, and then kind of do the same thing and slow it down, like you change the motif again. But I think you could do more pitching, more bass. You're doing the da 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 da, like adding more space in between, I think will help a lot as well. One thing you could do at the beginning. Also, your guitar, your bass guitar is phasing. Difference between bro step and Brittum. Bro step has I actually let me see what his says. Okay, so I have a different answer. Bro step is you have a snare. Brittum is you have a clap for your three. That's all it is. And obviously you can have more like rhythmish style with bro step bass. But yeah, your guitar is phasing, your bass guitar here, so just be careful with that. I think you're also kind of giving it all away in the pre-drop. You don't have to do this. It's just something that's fun to do sometimes, where you just kind of have the have it off. Off. I was off. Or you could do something like that. You don't have to do the whole thing. Gonna make your drop a lot bigger as well. You can also use a cabinet. Well, these are fun. 95. I didn't see 95. Also, I went too fast. My apologies. Cabinet, you could do mono as well. So during this part. Whoopsie. Hold up. Let him cook. Let him. Maybe like something like that, and then what we can do on this part, and I don't know, somewhere around here, right? I think it's what it was. So it'd be like. Obviously, time it right with your pre-drop and all that, but like that could be something to kind of take away that. To not give like the sustain or the sub and all that away right away. Other than that, it's really cool. I like the guitar feel. The build works. Malfunction works. I would just kind of have some more fun with resampling the basses and even like doing it up and down. One example I have of my own real quick that I kind of did. X like kind of did like a tarot thing here, but I play with the pitch and all that stuff here. You guys can kind of get it. It's the same family. It sounds very similar, but and have more fun pitching it up and down and having the liberty having fun. They're gunshot basses. You already know you're gonna do triplets and other stuff with that typical. But yeah, just have some more fun with it. Thanks, man. But yeah, other than that, really solid track. I don't see too many things out of place for the most part. Your volume's sitting pretty well. You could bring up your intro technically. Like this doesn't have to be this low. I know you want to be quiet, but you could also just don't boost your kick that hard. But everything else, like this is fine. We boosted it what? 4.5 dB. So that's what I would do personally. And let me malfunction Helix. Drop him in Chatteroo. Whoever was trying to get into Grim, were you able to get into the Discord? I don't know who's collab V1. I think it's probably gotta be. I don't know actually. Whoever... I don't know whose it is. All right, whoever it is, comment on it. Get it? Also, I'm so sorry to cut this off. Helix. Also, change your clap. Your clap is very boomy, and it's with your kick. Add a different style clap. In my opinion, it could be lighter, like 808 or something, or tear out. But I forgot to mention that. Change your drop clap. I think it'll flow and fit a lot better with your. Oh, tight track. What I would recommend, first of all, this first drop hits really well. Your buildup is very stereo. Just tame your effects a little bit better, pull them in. You can also, there's so much free real estate down here in your drop, so you can really do yeah, definitely fill out your mids a little more. With that, with your chugs have all that room. Yeah, it's free real estate. It's very good. It's a very flowy. I fuck with it hard. Personally, now this is subjective. I think you should keep your first drop bases in there and change the flow. You kind of gave me blue balls with this. I think you could do womp bump 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 fill kind of what you're doing, but with your initial base because you didn't really have that already. So I think it's completely fine to use the same main base because you change the sustain here, and I think your sustain can probably be a little fattened with a little more distortion, and maybe even like EQ peaking like the tonal area, and then like making it fit in the mix. So say it's kind of peaking here, give it a little more shape in your sustain where you kind of really want it to be resonant, how this sustain is, and then maybe even limiting, compressing, soft clipping, mixing it down to the same level it was at before will add really good tonality with that grit, and then your chugs will fit it very nice. Get rid of the stereo out of your low end. Once again, I think you can use elements from your first drop. Your first drop is the best drop in my opinion. I think it sticks out the most. Bring that first drop sustain back and have these bases go with it now. They have their own motif. You're bringing something new to the listener. You're also reconnecting it to something they've heard before, but in a new way. And once again, they have a lot of room in their low mids, like in the 2 to 800 area. Boost that up. Get them gritty. Let them fill out that mix because your sub is just booming. They sound great. Just let it ride out, and everything else sounds really good. So, shout out whoever this is. Shout out you. Okay. I missed a couple on here. So, where Pasta? You still in here, aren't you? Yeah, I see you. Okay, let's go over this. This was released 4 months ago, and let's get it. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna just listen to Ableton, so I didn't realize the downloads are on. That way I can, so everyone can kind of see and whatever. Come on, finish. All right. No, Ableton. All right. All right, sorry.
trying to survive in the city. I know we're gonna be alright.
All right.
Now is the time we've been waiting for. Cause we belong to the night. I'm alive. And I will take you with me through the night. Don't be afraid, come and fly with me. I'm alive. I'm trying to survive in the city. I know we're gonna be alright.
A low Reese would have been nice here.
We've been waiting for.
Bring back in some more energy.
To the night. And I will take you with me through the
I'll go through the second drop. After the second drop, though. First of all, this is dope. This took a lot of songwriting craftsmanship. And it evolved all the way through, even though it is a very long song, which is really hard to pull off on streaming platforms. It evolved the whole time. So I will give credit where credit is due. There is a lot of complicated songwriting in this, and I think you did very well on that. The second drop, I don't like the snare. Kind of sounds like a trap snare. I think you should have that classic like future bass snare. That's nice and airy and has the white noise. But I think it's pretty well. You can maybe compress some of your mid basses a little more and push them to have more of an equal kind of feel, but at the same time, this sounds very good.
Don't be afraid, come and fly with me. Now is the time we've been waiting for. Cause we belong to the night.
I think you could do a little more vocal work here, add a little bit more shimmer to the voice, and maybe add a little more like compression and gain stage it up a little bit. So this could
I'm trying to survive in the city. I know we're gonna be alright. Now is the time we've been waiting.
Yeah, I think overall the S's are controlled well though. And that I'm not sure if you did the vocals personally or if you got them from somewhere, but they sound very nice. I think you guys want a little, you could do a little more mid presence here. It sounds like you're gaining down in this buildup, and it kind of looks like it. So if you are going to gain down, make sure it's before your last compressors or set of compressors on your master. It should be the first thing, like should be here in your gain staging. Like that way you can't really tell it's gaining down, and we shouldn't be able to hear too much getting quieter. So like here versus. It just sounds quieter, so. Okay, good. I kind of got the curve. We have a lot more mids we can fill out here. So you're going to see me put it on around like the 300. Right where I was. Maybe like here. And just listen to it off and verse on a little bit more. I think you can have a little more push here. Out. With. Like you could. I remember I used your master gain down. I'll need to check that out. It's fine, no worries at all. It's just nitpicky stuff. It sounds very good. I think the thing that I like most about this track is it sounds like old style dubstep in a newer way, and that's fun because people were just writing the most random stuff. It wasn't just the meta of like quarter note bro step now that we're so fond to. I think it's very fun. Someone said it kind of sounds like Spaghetti. I totally agree with that, in a good way. But I think the songwriting is really there. I think you can push your mids a little more. I think your stereo, for the most part, is very controlled. So I'm just going over little things that stuck out to me. But overall, very solid track. And I enjoyed listening to it. And for a 7-minute track, I mean, the way it evolved, I think you did very, very well. And I know that took a lot of time and effort to pull that off. So, we'll give them a follow, y'all. Fire stuff. Let's see here. I downloaded another one, right? Yeah, Reckoning. Bad boy in. But is the BPM what, 155? Or what's the BPM for? It loud. It. The instrument, whatever it is sitting a little too wide. We lose it here. A horn or Brahm.
Activating the defense system. Your world will end.
Bringing that vocal a little
Charging
bit.
all cannons.
hell yeah, dude. Sick fucking track. I love the intro. I think honestly you could probably just start right here though. We'll be at the break at roughly 50 seconds.
Activating the defense system. Your world will end. Charging all cannons. Nothing can save you now. Nothing can save you now.
Definitely bringing that vocal.
Nothing can save you now. Fire all weapons.
I don't know. On this fill, if you can solo the sub in it instead of your sub just kind of hitting with it, I think that would have a little more dynamic movement. I think you could use a little more push with your snare. Maybe, I know you're doing like the metal pan, but even maybe pushing it forward, adding another metal, just letting the snare kind of come out a little more. Watch some of the fills as well. They're very stereo. Once again, I think you can have fun with pitching it, you know, frequency shifting it, playing around with the gun top end, and just adding some variety that way. I think will go a long way as well.
I'm back, motherfucker.
I subjectively think you could just like fuck that drop
I'm back,
or that build.
I'm back, motherfucker.
Because you're at what? This is roughly.
I'm back, motherfucker.
You do something like that. You can leave the build in there. It's totally up to you subjectively. But the bringing the I'm back motherfucker just kind of wants to bring it back in for. So I think you could do that. That sustain that's very stereo spread and going back and forth is very well. It's not phasing. It has its own space. It's mixed very well. Where I think a lot of your mix will benefit from cutting out the mud in this area. I think you got a little more stereo to your gunshots as well, but for the most part, I think it's very, very solid overall. And I think everything else is sitting pretty nice. So, solid track, Reckoning. Thank you for. Or wait, no, sorry, Spaced Out. Reckoning. Oh, solid track, Spaced Out. Solid Reckoning. Sorry. Apparently, I need some more. Everyone go pop him a follow. And I don't think we've gone over this one yet because they real quick, and then we'll get to the new people that submitted during the start of the stream. The one's AOSS. Wait, what? AOSS. Above. Oh yes, I'm with it. I'm with it. Like I said, barely more caffeine. Oh wait, no, the V1 collab was shut up. That was the slow mo. There we go. Put it together. Okay. All right. Let's see. The last one that Dirty Beats. What up? Dude, Ink, your link looks to not be working currently. Lodian? Lodian? Love that. Cool. We've got Tang with Stomper. Looks like it's about to stomp. We've got Angela with Habits. Angela, I'm pretty sure submitted in the last stream as well. Angela, if you're here, let me know if you want me to, or if you can put DLs on. If not, not a big worry. Okay, we've got that one Tang. Oh wait, so like order. Dreadful. Ouija Vibes version 9. Disrupt. Oh, I'm excited to hear this one. It's a new one. Earth. Pronounce it Walker? Sorry if I mispronounce any, by the way. Got Vexed. With Whip. High as fuck. Couch Tracks, A Weird Sound. Oh, damn, we got a lot of submissions. Huh? Grim, Ride or Die. The DL's on. Slide Bite. I think Slide Bite might have submitted the last stream as well. Grim, which one do you want me to go over? Ride or Die or the Brainwaves remix? Then we have Without Blossom. All right, we're gonna go with people that are in chat. So, Yo Lodian, or Ye Lodian. Okay, followed. Someone say, oh, you did. Perfect. Sweet. All right, we're gonna start with do Ride or Die. Is that the one I have? Ride or Die. Okay, bet. All right. Ooh. How's everyone's night so far as I'm loading this in? Could be Wednesday. Yeah, you ain't wrong. Pretty good. Hell yeah, great. I love that. All right, Urine Heart, I believe. Pop this up. All right, let's hear it.
Feel this side of me. I feel this side of me taking over, can't breathe. I know with certainty I'll find it inside of me. Know my suffering.
Real quick, the peaks in those vocals, compress them a little more or limit certain areas, just to control the peaks of the bass.
Just give me space to breathe. Know my suffering. I'll find it inside of me. I feel the pressure steady rising in this place of calamity. I am descending. I feel my mind is ascending.
Yo, fire drop so far. A few things I noticed build up.
In this place of calamity, I am descending. I feel my mind is ascending.
Just bring down that kick a little bit because it is getting very close to your drop loudness. Bring up your low mid bass. You have some room for that. Your snare is also extremely loud. I think it's hitting like up here. So just bring down your snare a little bit as well. Your drum slapping, everything else sounds. Those fills, just be careful with the space as well. Just bring them in a little bit. Then you just saturate.
I feel this side of me. I feel this side of me taking over, can't breathe. I know with certainty I'll find it inside of me. No more suffering, just give me space to breathe. No more suffering, I'll find it inside of me. I feel the pressure steady rising in this place of calamity. I am descending. I feel my mind is ascending. Welcome to my hell.
When your sub is going up, this is being really picky. When your sub is going up notes, it's gonna peak louder. So you can sometimes either just print your sub to audio and then just widen it down just a little bit so it matches here. So say like D is here, but your G sharp maybe up here. This happens with a lot of feature bass. It's gonna peak your master earlier. So if you want to get really technical, just try to either like compress it like Pro MB or something, or just something to contain it so it doesn't push into it. This drop sounds a lot fuller in the low mids already compared to your first one. Sounds really good.
Just to touch your heart. I'll find it inside of me.
Sheesh, that was fire though, dude. Good stuff. Go give him a follow, y'all. 'Cause that was other than that, not really much. Just control the vocal, more compression. Anywhere it's gonna peak, just think of that ahead of time so it doesn't peak too much. Tracks or on SoundCloud, or could we just send audio files or WIP projects? Just send me SoundCloud links. Do not send me actual projects. Because it'll take too much time to open, but they don't have to be completed. You know, you can have a whip or something where you have a drop and you just want feedback on that. This doesn't have to be like a flex off, you know. It can be whatever you want it to be. But solid track by Lodian. I think it's how you pronounce it. Would love to hear more of your stuff in the future as well. All right, next we have Stomper. Like a nice thick boy. Is Tang in chat? Good stuff, Jordan. Real. Can't wait to hear more of it. Tang boy. Get it. Oh, rhythm? Woo! That was fucking fire coming out the gate. Really solid so far. Really not much. Sound design's fire. Your sub movement's fire. The second, third harmonic in your sub sounds great. Your high end is very, very harsh though. So just control that. Definitely control that because it's gonna be really harsh on loud systems. Um, so yeah. Other than that, everything sounds fucking great. Also, this is I think a lot of you guys are doing this, but just bring up having some type of either 2-4 bar break in between before you bring stuff back in is gonna make your track so much more playable because it allows people to transition out. If you come right back, I just turned off grid. You come right back into it, it's hard to mix out. Where this gives you a mix out point as a DJ. So always kind of be conscious of like if you bring vocals right back in after a drop, it's really hard for someone to transition out. So even like a quick sweep in, sweep out, even if it's like 2 bars, just and you're back in to where they don't really notice, or it's something like this, really useful. It's gonna get your track played out more. So just really good thing to notice. Also, how loud was it? I mean, look. That's great volume. Love the bass guitar. Hey, he's in chat. Let's go. This is sick as fuck, dude. It's like tear out meets rhythm. Like I don't know if I've really heard anything exactly like this, and it's really fucking good. You should write more stuff. I don't listen to Jackal and Hyde, so maybe this is why I haven't heard this. But this is really fucking good. One thing I did notice. I don't know what is then. Probably D or something. What's your track in? Do you know? I'm sleeping. Apparently, I gotta check them out. Yeah, it's kind of like Hall, but not necessarily the same. but that doesn't sound right. It sounds out of key. You should add a sustain in the second part though. D sharp. Oh, it's D sharp. I think you can have a sustain all the way through this whole part, but I think adding a sustain in these parts after you do like these little fake outs would slap. Your kick sounds good, your minimal snare sounds good, your sub movement sounds good, your volumes are really cool. Fake out that was really dope was this. I don't even know this 145. There it is. Hold up. We'll find it. All right. Right, so we come in like get rid of that first chunk part and just maybe in the 3. Make it fit better, but I think you would have so much room and fun with the sustain in there. I think you go crazy. Even if you're using like something like Maddie likes kind of bass she had here. That blah. I think it would be super hard. This is dope as fuck, dude. Yeah, man. Send me some more stuff. And yeah, I really don't have much. This is really fucking good. Yeah, I want to see more of your catalog. Let me get you thrown in the mix. Go follow everyone. Support the homie. Good stuff, Tang. We've got Angla with Habits. Angla was in my last stream.
Question the chief out to let you stay with me. He wanted you to learn the secret style of the Shaolin wooden finger, because only that style is capable of defeating Yao Feng.
Nice switch. You can definitely bring up these higher synths. Your sub is very distorted. Even like just soft clip and turn up these rhythm synths. I think you can bring up your clap snare a little bit as well, and your kick just. Your sub sounds like it's louder than that. Breakdowns, as I stated last track, phenomenal to have, unless you're going straight into a second build.
The basic thing is to concentrate all your power into one. You can imagine the blow.
I would curve out in these breaks where you're having that vocal, wherever your sub is, since it's taking up such a large spectrum, like just either sidechain it to your vocal or just curve it out during this part so we can clearly hear the lower part of where they're talking, so it stands out a little more.
That's why you use it rarely. Don't forget what I say.
a sustain where it goes really low and it sounds kind of ring modded, or it's brought down another level, so it's actually kind of like phasing lower and it's kind of doing that. Bring that up or EQ that part to make it stand out somewhere in the mix a little better because it's really pushed back during that part. That part. Good. Tight. Yeah, I think just bring up your drums and you can push your synths a little louder or compensate with your sub coming down and then boosting it all together in your pre-master going into your master or something like that. But overall, sound design really cool. It kept changing, which is key, I think, to keep the listener active. And you're switching up flows and all that stuff, and it sounds really good. Just cut out the low mids of the sub area too, so we can hear the vocal a little better. And you got yourself a polished track. It sounds really gain staged well for the most part. Otherwise, so very solid track. I think Angla was in the last stream. I don't know if Angla's here tonight. But solid track. We've got Dreadful, and we have their actual track, so we'll drag it in. 145. All right, let's get it. Careful with those peaks there. A lot of your stuff is really wide. So whatever effects are there, make sure you're bringing in so that way they collapse somewhat to mono overall. Yes, sir, Dreadful. Hey, thanks, Nick. Here's some distortion here, so either, polish up the mix. What's BTH? Huh? Dream, what are you saying? But it's a little distorted here. It's very loud. It might not have to be this loud going into it. Is what I would say for this part, because we're not even at the build. I don't know if it's gonna get louder or not. This track is trash? No, you're not saying that. Hold up. You're not calling this track trash. I'll give him a second. Yeah. Let me make it very clear. In the meantime, no one talks bad on anyone's music. Music is subjective, and that's straight not okay. So I'm gonna put him in timeout, and I'm giving him a chance to come back. And also don't listen to people on the That doesn't help anything at all. Anyways, we're going back to the music. Sorry. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't miss anything. Back to where I'm at. So back to the story, right? The low mids here as well. I think we can clean this up just a tad bit. And low mids are usually the stuff that gets, when you are pushing your master, the muddiness already present can make it even sound a little worse, right? So go here, boom, pull this down a little bit, and probably do a lot more situation. Yeah, like this sounds a little easier on the ear. I'm so used to using 2 windows, so sorry I keep moving everything around. Verse with it off, with on. Verse with it off. You just get a little less of the mud. So, and throw your bass on mono, 100%, 100%. Usually I have this bass mono on. Always, you can put on your master. Everyone has their preference. I usually just have my utility bass mono, 150, 175. You're good, because after I'm pushing it through the stereo and gain stage up, it's going to kind of bleed back in, but my 100's usually saved. So, good point out there as well, Sam. On to what? I kind of feel like I'm about to face a Resident Evil boss. I'm sorry I keep fighting it, but like the buzzing of the flies as well really makes me feel like, was it Resident Evil 5 when you're like going to, I think it's like an Africa town or something. Kind of gives me that vibe, like I'm about to fight someone there. Just make sure effects are pulled in. That too. That's really resonant. Whatever that is, control that. That was hard. The mix is actually not too bad. Your sub, everything is very good. Once you get more of the low mids and then peaking where the vocals are. Other than that, it's actually a really solid drop. Straight out of a horror game. Okay. Your sub here, you had like a little sub rumble, and then you have your kick coming in, and that's distorting as well. So just make sure that kick doesn't have to be as loud during this part either. Turn around. Whatever's kicking here in your low mids is making it really muddy, so control that part. You just bring down EQ, whatever you need. And the high end there at the end. It's mainly, I think it's all in the vocals really, that high end harsh and those peaks are coming from. But for the most part, fucking solid. Yeah, that's solid. It kind of, the vocals kind of remind me like what like Amorphic's kind of doing right now, but it's not anywhere in his style. It's very horrorish. Like you got the horror theme down. Like I felt like I was, yeah, like a Doom boss fight. I haven't played Doom, so I don't know that much. So I'm just putting it to Resident Evil, but I think it sounds really cool, and there's a lot of potential there. Just when coming back into the build, if there's any sub and you have a kick, it's gonna distort. So just make sure whatever you're choosing your preference for low end, maybe your kick comes in very quietly, like your volume automating it up a little bit so the kick doesn't really mess with the sub drop, taming your peaks, and putting your effects a little more mono because we lost like the, I don't know, kind of sounded like a Brahm or something in the back as well. So other than that, super solid track, my dude. And I'm glad you submitted. And honestly, your SoundCloud, hold up, let me show. SoundCloud brand matches exactly what I just listened to, so the branding's on point as well. And everyone go give him a follow as well. All right, next we have Vibes V9 by I think that's how you pronounce it. Don't come for me if I mispronounce anything. That's the right button. Like it says it's 1:45. All right, guys, give me like less than a minute. I have to pee real quick. Okay, so while this loads in, I will play the rest of break shit. Give me 1 second.
These chains on my neck leave me sideways. Bitch, I live life on the highway. Fuck what you heard, living my way. I've been bagging dimes by the day, bitch. I ain't got that time to explain, bitch. I've been living wild on some Drake shit. I'ma bang my head till I break shit. Till I break shit. Shit.
That's just, I can do that. Followed. Hell yeah. Shout out to everyone following everyone. Appreciate everyone helping out the community. Let's get into this. This is Vibes by Ouija. That is not Vibes by Ouija. This is Vibes by Ouija. Shout out Blossom. Hey. That second perk hit is a little bright. Turn it down just a little bit. That was a fire first drop. Jesus. All right, dude, this is dope. Ouija. What I would. Okay, not done yet. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, that's what I was literally thinking too. Like something like this one. Maybe like, I don't know. Something. I think you could play with the horns a lot, and just have fun with it. I think you did really good at the side chain or how you mix the drop with the horn still in it and these basses being pushed very hard. Your loudness is pretty solid. You could probably push it a tad bit more. But honestly, it's really good. Your high end is very bright. So as you can see, I applied this here. Just with everything, maybe just doing it to your bases. So your perks. And after you bring that second perk down, I think it'll sit pretty well. Your horns sound pretty good by themselves. I don't think you need anything added to them personally. Yeah, I think everything else is really fine here.
Switch.
I think it's good. I think you could do something with the break here, though. This is a lot of downtime, so maybe even. And maybe this. Actually, I think I know exactly. Where am I? Stadium crowd. Stadium? don't know what it exactly is. What maybe you could do like, obviously make it your own here, but just adding a little more stuff. Keep it kind of moving there, you know. Keep the energy up. We already had this original intro break, so let's just add a little more momentum because we've already been there. Hey, do I just upload a WAV file or send a pressure file? SoundCloud link in the Discord for, I think it's called Wednesday feedback. Right below general and chatting. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be a SoundCloud link. You can do a Google Drive link or something, but something that's uploaded. No project files or anything, just because I don't know if I'll have the plugins and all that stuff that goes with it. So, yeah, but awesome track, honestly, Ouija. Very refreshing. The rhythm with that sounds very cool. I think it's a very solid genre you're doing. I don't want stems. I just want a final. Like, I just want a whole lav. I don't want to try to drag in a ton of stems as well. But yeah, man, awesome stuff. Control the high end and maybe even add like a funk thing. I don't know. You have something as your pre-drop, so I'm not gonna say where. Right here. Nope. Here. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I don't have anything wrong with that, actually. So yeah, I think probably gonna shorten this 2 bars. Probably turn this up a little bit too. You know what I'm saying? Like, just kind of make it a little closer. Everything else is super solid, man. Really refreshing. I think you absolutely crushed it. And we put this here, so everyone will give this man a follow. Fire music. Let's, meantime, I have so many tabs open. Disrupt. No DL. Hater. I want to make sure he didn't update it in the meantime. He did. He did. What a legend. This guy. Real quick. Yoink. Haunted. Yeah. Haunted. 145. We're sticking with the 145, homies. All right. Let's run it. Dirty Beats, just put it in the feedback. I'll feedback it. Love the sub movement. producer tag. Ooh. Yo, tight bounce. Tight bounce. I want to see a little more out of that clap. I want to feel more of the high end. I want to hear a little more of the sustain of a clap. I know you're probably trying to be minimalistic, but just a tad bit more. I think your sub as well. I think you're here for this, but I think if you do something like this for your sub, it's gonna help a lot build the crunchiness of the track. That's obviously pick the taste, but I think adding that distortion together in your sub's gonna add the grit. So okay, you were here. Awesome, awesome. I think that'll help a lot. And we'll keep that. Turn that off. For everyone's sound. Okay. Also on your vocal, there's a few resonances. Just tame those with maybe a selective compressor or dynamic EQ, or just have the EQ come on whenever it hits that. Again, I think you probably shorten this a little bit. Fuck that up. First day, 1 second. Like that. Bring down these basses. A little too sharp with the vocal. Hell yeah. That's good. This movement. Everything's bouncing together. Everything feels unified from the sub up. I love that part. Let me just put this on that just so I can stay on grid. I'm not sure what that's saying. Yeah, overall, the bounce. Yeah, the bounce is awesome. I think you just turn it up through your master. All I did here was turn it up an extra 5 dB and just clipped it. Obviously, gain stage appropriately. Bring up your intro a little bit. You actually have, you're one of the rare situations where you actually have a little more free real estate for stereo as well. Yeah. I would, with your sense, just make sure your vocal, it's just such a delicate higher pitch. It doesn't really have a lot of bass, doesn't have a lot of pronunciations because it's kind of like either transposed up, obviously. just make sure you're giving it room to be heard. So sidechain your synths. You can use track spacer. You can your compressor, generic compressor, or a multi-band compressor, or whatever sidechain thing you want, or even just slightly EQ out these sections where the vocals are in, so they can be heard a little bit easier. Especially in this part, it's hard. And the back basses are really sharp, so you can pull those back. Oops. Cutting out so you can hear right here. Also, just be a little bit careful with the high end. You know, once again, if your basses are really sharp, just round off a little bit. One thing that I usually do in my production, for all my mid basses, I'm rounding you like around here. I don't need any of that high, because my sub got plenty of that, and then my hats as well. So I've already got that space taken care of. But you know, that's subjective as well to mixing strategies. So fire track, dude. I'm glad to see you submit. You have some really dope music that I've heard. Everyone go give the homie a follow as well. And solid track, dude. We have next up is going to be Earth. I think it's Walker. I'm gonna assume it's Walker, right? Spiritual dubstep. I'm not downloaded yet. Okay. Doink. 150 BPM. WC. Okay. Then we're back to the 150 gang. Let's Yeah, Nick, everyone is killing the flow, which is one of the hardest things. I agree. Your solids are super wide, bring them in a little bit. These fills, you have a lot of room for the stereo. I don't think you really need your vocoder basses here. Let the choir really shine here. Let it be bring it up, bring the choir up a little bit, you know, in general in the whole track. Your brass hits super wide. So your brass is very loud, but it seems like your vocoder style basses are not. One thing I would do is maybe try to turn down the release on your vocoder if that's what you're using, and try to shape these a little more tonal and make them like and distort them or saturate them a little bit, EQ accordingly, so they have more presence and punch in your drop because they sound really cool. But the level is not as loud as say other things in your drop, and we want to keep pretty much everything at the same loudness during our drop, right? So if the brass, unless it's too hot, right, we want it to be bum 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 bwomp, not bum 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 bwomp. You know, if that makes sense. So just try to match everything gain wise. I think your choir might be fully mono. Add some space. Add a wider to free VST. Just a little bit, you know. Love the choir. More percussive basses? Absolutely, you could layer that. Yeah, I love the choir theme and all of this as well. I don't think you need as much movement. This is subjective with these saws here. It sound very bright. I think if you're gonna do that, you need some type of mid bass with it as well, like a distorted saw, um, and more layers to the saws to make it really sound more full. And they don't need to be as loud. They can be pulled down a little bit. More support for this. I don't think you need it. This part as well. You have plenty of room. I would compress it, add a little more stereo as well. I'd personally probably work on these basses a little bit just because it's a very tonal and rich song. Very upbeat, it's very colorful, and these I feel like just barely missing the mark of how their potential could be with it sounding a little more tonal color based ish. So either resampling it and further doing it, changing what you're vocoding from if you're using saws. Maybe you can like dubstep bass and then send it to saws and then you get more of a color bass. I think that could be really cool. It's been a long time since I've done anything color based, so I don't have any good references. But like Ace Ura does really good at this, and I think he has quite a bit of. I don't know if he has videos online or if he did a master class or something, but he's really good at the color based stuff. But yeah, 100%. The vocal chops, during. That do 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 at the brass, if there's a lot going on, maybe I would just have pull down your brass. I think your brass is a little too hot in general, so I think you pull it down, make it a little more mono, and put that do 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 do, pull it down as well, but pan it to the sides, give it a little more space. Yeah, I think in general, I'm not the best at color-based stuff because I don't do too much sound design with it, but I know vocoder is really strong with it. And I'm gonna do that for 1 second. I don't know why I'm signed out of it. I don't even know if I can sign into my account. I don't know if I know it. I lied. I know it. We're good. We're back, baby. Or he's got. I think he has a pack out here. Like saws sound really good, like that, and honestly, a really good saw patch that I could reference you. It takes a little bit to make, but it's so powerful. And if none of you guys seen this video, check this out. It's worth your time. This is AU5 super saws, and just honestly, just take this stream or this video, and they are amazing saws. So definitely recommend that. Oh yeah, literally, Dirty Beats literally said it. I didn't even check chat. Yep, literally to a T. I don't know. I'm sure you could find like color-based songs. So, I'm looking for like static stuff. I don't know. You could play with it, and maybe you could find some ASMR tutorials or something. But I think you could definitely crisp it up because I feel like the vibe is really good with your track. I just think we need to sharpen a little bit of sound design, gain stage and level a few things, and then you can add stereo with where necessary. Which once again, you can see that with span and all that, and you can get the free plugin wider. From Polyverse Music. I believe it's free, and I think just came out 2.0, which I think you can mess with like the high cut, which is super cool. And let me drop this into chat as well for you all, because I just had the first one and made a rack with it, but this is really great. And wider makes a non-phasing width, so you pull it till you see it about to phase, and boom, you have it good to go. So definitely recommend checking that out as well. And solid track. So I'd love to see where it ends up as well. And let me just post it up. Give Steven a follow, everyone. And next we have Whip 1 million at 140 BPM. Oh, we're going down. Sophisticated. All right, where is the Whip 1 billion? Lies. This is by Vexed. Oh my god, maybe you're... Hold up. I think I had my utility turned up. Let me check real quick. Okay, your brass isn't too wide. You can pull down just a little bit. It's not too wide, though. Just level. I didn't realize I had that on, so I apologize. Everything else good? Yeah, okay. Run it back. Kick is definitely distorted. In the clap, but might be intentional. No, you did not yet. Anodic? Anodic, you did not. You are... I'm not a big fan of this phrasing, but it's subjective. I mean, everything looks in control. I think you could do a little bit less distortion. I don't know if you're doing it on purpose, but your levels look good. Your second harmonic's getting close to your first, but it's not too bad. Maybe just tame it a little bit. might want to pull in your synth a little bit as well. Another thing you can do as well is make your intro kick less distorted and your drop kick be a little more distorted. Thought? Your mids are a little too wide as we're losing those in the mix. Okay, solid track. Once again, you could do something like this, since this is a very long drop that is getting bridged by this. You can once again do something like this during this part. You don't have to, but let's take out some because it is a very, very long boy. It's like what, 32 bars. So having some type of bridge or getting variation, since we're listening to the sound quite a bit, I think mixed and toned down a tad, that could hit real hard in drops instead of throughout. Yeah, exactly. Because I think all your intro stuff's really good. I think this the distortion level, honestly. I don't think you really need that distorted of an intro. Totally subjective. Do what you want. I'd also like to see like maybe this go down over time where your sub is just slowly getting pulled away. I think it's mainly just the sub distortion drop as well. Totally subjective there. Other than that, honestly, your stuff sounded pretty good. Adding a little more variation, I think, in the 32 bar section will go a long way. I think you can pull down your hat a little bit in this section as well. It is very, very loud. Maybe like dB. Also that kind of counter bass. I think you could pull that down a little bit and put in a little more in the stereo field, so it's not really upfront, more of like an ear candy thing. Oh, I was like, you already did that. I put that on there. Yeah, man, I think that's really solid. I don't think you need too much. Just if you want to deal with the distortion, how you want to do it. Other than that, little minor things. Overall, really cool. Melody's fun. Synths are really good. And with 1 million sounding like a lesson. So keep that up. Who we have next? Make sure you go give Vex a follow as well. We have Couch Tracks. Couch Tracks. We do not. So we'll pop it up. And also, if y'all didn't know, I dropped a How to Subsidia tutorial this last Saturday. Got a lot of great feedback on it. So like 10 minutes long. If you guys want to go watch that video some point, let me know what you think. I'm also dropping a lot more YouTube content these next 2 weeks. I have a video I'm going to put out tomorrow in NASCO. I already kind of notified my Discord or about NASCO's mixing stuff. And then I'll have a live full hour sustain session where I'm showing you guys how to make different sustains. That's coming out Saturday. And yeah, we'll have like 2 videos a week for like the next. So hope you guys enjoy all the content coming soon. All right, a weird sound by Couch Tracks. Drum and bass. Ooh. That's sus live. We just admire when you hear us nasty bass.
Oh, that's a
I'm
hell
not
of a weird
collaborating,
sound.
I'm
I've never
just-
made that before.
Hold up. I like these fills though. What up? Dan, I'm just seeing your comment now. I feel like the export got a bit more distortion. Might have something I did before exporting. Yeah, I'm not sure at what level it can. Maybe sometimes, maybe some SoundCloud could do it, but yeah, definitely send me like an update with what you think or what you end up doing with it as well. Sorry, I didn't see that comment till now. Nine. We still have submissions. Couch Tracks, you in here? That kind of I love the rhythm. I love all the percussion fills. DMB is very fun. I feel like you're doing really good at keeping a very interesting drum loop. I don't know much jump up DMB, but it does feel like a lot of space in here. So you have the bump bump, and then you have your synth. I think you could layer that with more stuff, make it really more epic in your drop. layer with more synths. I don't know if saws are really used in it, but you know, just really fatten it up in the drop. Make it feel like it evolved and you really got to the peak of it, because your energy's there with your drum beat. You have all your fills. The downbeats go wump wump. Those sound good. I think you can further distort and saturate those a little bit as well. But I think overall it sounds really fun. It's very flowy. I feel like this reminds me of like an after or like a late night closer at a festival when you start getting like the wubby stuff, but it's like DMV wubby stuff. Like you're just like tired after a long day festival, and just vibing with some music. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, I think it's really cool. I think it's really cool. Flow works. I think you just layer your synths a little more in the drop. Drum sound smacking. I don't have too much feedback besides just I think you can fill out this space a little more with a little more layers overall. And from there, you can maybe change your synth pattern as well. Boom, boom. Maybe you can do something more in the breakdown after, make it feel like it evolves. So, yeah. I mean, Couch Tracks. I think that's how you pronounce the name. Again, I am not the good doink. Solid submission. We got. Oh yeah, is that it? Final. All right, let's get it. Wait, can you guys not? Okay, I saw my mixer and it was scrolled down a little bit.
Got the chamber feeling hot, son. You wanna be the one to make you be forgot, son. Think you a guy, well, motherfucker, you not one. Wanna talk your shit, well, boy, you better not run.
Sounds like you're gain taking your build down, so put it before your compressor. This sounds quite a bit quieter here in my opinion. I think overall drop sounds pretty good. I think the main basses could use a little more texture, a little more grit. You could do that with what I showed with the sub example earlier. And overall, I think that yeah, just layering a little more texture in there and getting a little more than just like the airy. The flow works very nice. Add a little more to it. Super cool. Pre-drop vocal hits, all that.
Got the chamber feeling hot, son. You wanna be the one to make you be forgot, son. Think you a guy, well, motherfucker, you not one. Wanna talk your shit, well, boy, you better not run.
Hold up, that. enjoy. That fake out went hard as fuck. The ARP and all that stuff. That actually reminds me of something I recently did on mine. And now I'm gonna do, I guess we're just going to keep going to your profile. I guess it's where SoundCloud wants to pull me. I did this VIP for Denver, and sorry to get sidetracked real quick. But I did like this little ARP thing for this. But it kind of reminds me of the same thing. But yeah, dude, that's really good.
Let's do this.
But yeah, anyways, the ARP stuff really hit with me. It sounds really good, dude. Like I said, I think just texturing those main bases, adding a few more, like go back to Splice City, because Splice is great for layering stuff, especially if depending on where your sound design is, or if you're already using them. But like you can find like imagine you had this layered underneath or something. Oh wait, I don't have yours on download. But you can add the crunch and then mix it in with your own, compress them together, and you got a really cool sound. And adding that, everything else is really cool with it. I enjoyed the track, enjoyed the fake out. It was a nice surprise. You just see fake outs on like the first drop or something, so it's really cool to see the switch up there. You might want to be careful with the brightness of the vocal here. Maybe pull it down, tame it once again with an EQ slightly. Once again, variation in your bass is important as well. So you had that first section, you went to the B section. So A, B for me, 4 bars generally. So A, B, A2, B2, 4, 8, 12, 16 bars. That B section, maybe you pull down the basses, boom, or after the 8 bar, now it's like boom, 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 or it was yeah, you pull it down. And even if it's just very slight stuff like that, it works really well. What is it? I think I think company literally Feel It All did this on the second drop. Like, listen this through. Listen to basses. It's pretty much the same exact motif, but he took it from here and brought it up. He just transposed it slightly. So I think you could do something very similar to that and go with it. So congrats on completing your first song. I don't know how long you've been producing for, but for your first completed track, congrats. Everyone get a oh yeah in the chat. My man here. For Bryce, for Rankin in here. And go drop him a follow as well. Keep up the great work. And hope to see more of your music in the future as well. Next, we have Ride or Die by the homie Grim. Grim? I think it's Grim. Correct me if I'm wrong, by the way. Cook. Let him cook. I don't see it. Hold up. Is this 150? Is Grim still in chat? Oh, it says 140, so I'm assuming that. Oh yeah, hell yeah. Final drop not done. What's up? Hey, my dude. I think 150. Let's see what looks. It's on beat here. Maybe it could be 150. All right, we'll just roll with 150 for now. Also, total side note, would you guys be interested if I made like an actual rack where it already has like the white noise and sub and all that, kind of like this style, but in one thing for Ableton? If so, I could totally do that in the future. All right, let's get it.
These brothers my guys, know that he fly. Know
It is 140. No, both not on grid.
these brothers my guys, know that he fly. Know that they ride or die. I keep weight on my side. CJ Ike, never got a roll with ice. Get girls, but ain't a gallus. Sold shit, but ain't a dealer. I held a gun, but ain't a killer. Can I keep it any realer?
During this part, you have more room for stereo for sure.
These brothers my guys, know that he fly. Know that they ride.
Be careful with the higher syllables. Very sharp.
I keep weight on my side. CJ Ike, never got a roll with ice. Get girls, but ain't a gallus. Sold shit, but ain't a dealer. I held a gun, but ain't a killer. Can I keep it any realer? Know that the ride or
Hold up. Shorten your intro. You should be able to get there at what? Get to your main point. I would say you could probably even do like 4. You have a little build up, but let's just like 8 bars at most. Okay. Honestly, everything sounded really good. Your build up is quite loud, but let me check one more. Make sure your build up's not that loud. Turn down your kick a little bit. Overall, just maybe gain stage it in your pre-master, on your utility here. You have room for stereo, so that's good. Have fun with your stereo throughout the whole track for the most part. Some fills are kind of wide, but like the go. Did I unmap this? Okay, well. Yeah, sounds really thin now. You do really good at pulling away space, taking the sub out for a second. It really does well. Like, I really like that movement of yours. Did you make these machine gun basses? They sound really cool. I almost wish in this part, like you would, hold up. Hold up, let him go. I don't know. I wish you would do something a little more flow switch up here. You know, like really kind of switch it up a little bit and have a little more fun because this is very mochy. I'll tell you live, this is gonna this is the mosh pit shit because it's very like that new Kaiwachi. What is it, 6 feet or whatever? It's very like headbangers love that shit. So really cool. Everything's sounding where it needs to be. I almost wish you'd put a little more fills in this part as well. Like it would be. I don't know. Fill. I don't know if I have any. I'm not having any. This is good. Dubstep fill. Tear out. Let's just grab a random one. Yeah, I meant like bases, not like an glitch. Not Leviathan. They're all gonna be drones, I think. Am I missing base part there? Okay, hold up. Oh, that's cool. Something like that. You do whatever. That's obviously not the best example, but just have some fun. Make some more kind of fun stuff in there. I think you could do just fine. But overall, really cool, dude. You made those? Hell yeah. Those are tight. Those are some of the coolest guns I've heard. They don't sound too transient. They're very, very cool. Very metallic-y. All that. So, solid stuff. Solid stuff. I need to hear some more of your stuff. Well, overall, though, yeah, just fix those small things. Build up stereo space, and you want subjectively add some more fills in between, because if you're gonna say with the dun 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 dun, then it'd be cool to have those like really cool like fills overall, in my opinion. That is grim. Make sure y'all do the thing for him and go follow the homie. Might get with you. Yeah, hit me up. I do it on weekends. So and I'll still be doing mentorship for 2 more weeks, and then I'll be taking a break for a little bit because I'm gonna be starting a new job, doing some traveling and stuff. So until I get that fully figured out for the road, yeah, I got 2 more weeks of it. So if you guys want to do lessons, feel free to hit me up on Instagram, and we'll make that work. But yeah, dude, love to hear more of your stuff as well. Thanks for submitting. Next we have slide bit, right? That's right. And slide it right over. Get it. This is fresh. 2 hours.
You will give him the injection of the serum, which will prevent him from being transformed into a werewolf.
Slide bit. If you're here, what is this? This is a symbol. I love that. doing really well at the brass effects in the background here. It doesn't compete at all. So we pretty much did like 4 bars or 3.5 bars fill or vice versa. And so that comes on the breaks is nice. Yeah, I really like that too. I think we could work on the quarter note bass as well. Once again, adding more layers from say like splice or something, get really good texture going. And I think if you're doing that as well, we need to change either the synth. So maybe after 8 bars, you do what Company did. Maybe 4 bars, you change the sustain, so it's a whole new quarter note or something. But if we're just gonna do bomb, 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 let's add a new sound to keep the listener a little more engaged in between. I think that'll help a lot in this case.
People killed, not a sign of a human.
Love the piano there. I think those really high sirens or strings or whatever it kind of is can be turned down a little bit. Once again, yeah, just have some variation, add some flow to it, and maybe just layer the sounds and change them up a little bit. I think the fill does fine, and it can stay consistent. It's cool enough, it has enough movement that it's fine to be repeated. Love the piano here. I think that could come up. Yeah, bring the cello like slide. Nah, hold up. You run with that sustain. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah. And then the second part of it, you could have it just by itself. Bum, 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 bum. And then the second part would be you'd have those chugs coming back in. Bum, 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 womp, 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 underneath it, Couch tracks. What? We did listen to yours already. So go back and check the video. It wasn't probably too long ago, maybe longer than 15-20 minutes ago. I did notice the Hank face in it as well. But overall, I think everything else is pretty good. I think you could add a little trap snare roll up right before because it does come out of nowhere. Even if it's only like 4 or 2 bars and it's slightly coming in, just a little momentum, be like, okay, this might be a build. Since you're not doing too much with the effects and all that, but really cool. Yeah, I think just getting those chugs kind of figured out, change the motif a little bit on that, letting the third drop, the sustain really ring. It sounds really cool, and let it go with the stub. I think that'd be really cool. And overall, I think it's a really good track. So, good theme as well. Piano, everything fits it. The vibe works with it. So, really good stuff, dude. And don't forget to follow Slide by everyone. Now we are with Blossom. Or without Blossom. Don't. Quick. We have a BPM on the. What? It's not even clicking. Alright, Ableton, you do your thing. Figure it out. No, not doing it. Run that back. Drop run. Try that again. There we go. What's your BPM, Blossom? 140. 40 on top of it. Way ahead of the game. All right. Without Blossom, we have Don't Let Go. So obviously, oh wait, hold up. Just your pads are a little wide. Pull them in just a little bit. Your low mids here, whenever your vocal comes in, whatever your Reese is at, just pull it down a little bit, maybe like 2 to 3 dB. Just have that EQ active when our vocals are there, so we can really since it's like soft, she's not really belting or projecting. It'll come through a lot better. If we let that Reese, it sounds so much more clear. So. Harmonies, beautiful. So real quick, see how this is probably from your Reese in the drop. It shouldn't ever be it shouldn't be peaking ever past your sub. So bring your Reese down, or just tame it a little bit there. We're losing a lot of the chords and all that, so make some monocompatible layers first. Yeah, tracks. Sorry, I don't listen to a ton of Jump Up. I was just talking about the synths in general. So I really enjoyed the percussion and all that track. I know some D&B has a lot of space, so it makes total sense. It's not my expertise, but I think overall it was a really cool vibe, man. Another thing you can do as well, Blossom, is, on top of adding mono stuff, is you can turn your EQ if you're in Ableton, mid-side, pull your sides, and we'll make this one a high shelf, and we can just pull down your sides, right? So now if we go back to the drop, now if we go to mono, hold up, let me cook. Sorry, I say that too. Now you have monocompatible. Sorry, another way you can do it. Let me just show you as well. Sorry. Bring this guy back up to normal. We'll bring down this Reese, because the Reese is kind of competing with the vocal here, right? So. See how much better this sounds already? Whereas now it sounds competing with your down here since we're doing 32 bars. Maybe you take out the drums here. Turn up your head. I don't have anything equivalent, but yeah, really pretty, really pretty. You could also do more swells here. See if I can do this without totally stuffing it. No guarantees here. Like something. So you can add some more variety there. You know, you can kind of do whatever you want with that. But overall, sounds really good. Kick sounds good. Snares sound good. The rides sound good. Your synths are good. They just need to be a little more mono-compatible. Your sides need to be pulled back a little bit against the vocal as well, so it can breathe and really kind of hear the preciousness in her voice when she's singing. It's a very emotional type of track. I think it's really good though. I think it's really good. One thing I think could change. I think you could probably make this like a 4-bar. Maybe even, this is all getting subjective, mind you. Do whatever you want. You can do like a drum fill or something. I don't know if I have a good. Yeah, drum fill. Tom fill. That's what I'm probably looking for. We have any good. Yeah, this is not exactly it, but this is kind of the air. Like, you know, like some big tom style. I'm gonna stretch this. It's not gonna sound good, but you know, we'll do types. Not airy enough. I don't know. Make it fit. That obviously doesn't work, but you could add like trifecta style fills. You have these videos to go back and rewatch. That will be uploaded. Yes, yeah, this will be uploaded on the main channel, so you guys can go back and rewatch this as well. So, absolutely. But overall, really great track. Hope to see more of your stuff in the future. I think it's really great on it. And that being said, everyone will give a follow. No problem at all. We have Ododic. What pixel group? Wow, this is a thick boy. Let's see. See if we're down with the thickness. Not down. Down. Heather? Hold up. Oh, did you remove downloads? Anodic? Anodic? I don't know. Pasta, have a great rest of your night. Appreciate you stopping by. I can turn it back on. Yeah, turn it back on. Real quick, and you can turn it back off if you don't want other people to have it. So I can give you better feedback on it. I hope this stream is not only useful for your tracks, but I hope everyone's able to like learn from listening to other people's stuff and like thinking in their head, oh, is there a certain thing that I would do this track, and kind of just getting used to hearing stuff and, you know, kind of getting a new ear. All right, I got it. If you want to turn it back off now. So I hope this is useful in that sense to everyone. Got a lot of people staying around all stream, so I appreciate you guys. Especially just listen to other people's tracks and supporting. Really cool. Glad my community does that. All right, Wet Pixel Dream. This shit. Live stream. Be careful in this 400 to 600 range. It's pretty resonant. Also, you can bring in your. I know your effects are wide in this, the noises on purpose, but you can bring it in just a tad bit, and you'll still be fine. They're not 140. What is this? What's the BPM? $120. All right, run it back. That's there, solid.
Wet Pixel Dream.
High end in this part.
Wet Pixel Dream.
Loudness here, this gets extremely loud, so control the highs and turn down your volume here. This is really sick, by the way. Right around this. Those fills there are super wide. Just things that bring those. Those background noises, those crunchy, are a little too loud and a little competing. I see they're really stereo, so they can be turned down and they'll still have plenty of room because your main full 8-bit crush stuff is pretty mono, so you have free range there. I love. Did you do this synth? This is tight. There's solid. Yeah, you went off with this part. Be careful. This one's a lot brighter. Be careful with the harshness here compared to this. Same thing here.
Wet Pixel Dream.
That the mud here. Be careful. Once again, those background noises, the stereo ones. He didn't make an outro, but have some outro or something. So really cool. I think there's a couple things, other than the things I was telling you throughout, is one, this is really tight. It's really unique. I think that's awesome. I like that you made those synths in the intro, even if you didn't. It's just really cool sounding. It's cool. It's the vibe. Two, I really like the 8-bit throughout. It's kind of hard to find a motif. It just kind of does different things, and that's okay. It kind of reminds me of like polyrhythm, kind of doing its own thing, just vibing. But for me, it's hard to kind of get a listen of where to go. So maybe, you do every 2-bar phrase, 4-bar phrase, something, and then you change it up on them. Bump, 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 bump. Like you can do whatever you want, but that's just kind of feedback I have on that. Your bass fills are the very metallic kind of brass kind of fills. Obviously, they're a little too wide, so bring those in, saturate a little bit to compensate for the loss in volume when pulling it more mono, and it sounds golden. Sound design's awesome, very unique. I haven't heard any of your stuff before, but this is really dope. I hope to hear more of it as well. And your volume and your build-up, that's another thing, is it gets extremely loud. So just be really careful here, and it gets really bright. So control that. I think that's a must.
Wet Pixel Dream.
Also, I don't know as well, but you will be able to check in your patch. If I don't know where you're low cutting your 8-bit art thing, but wherever the lowest thing goes, maybe you can cut it to 200 to 300, and that will help with the mud as well. That comes from like initial downbeats out sometimes. So other than that, man, super solid stuff. I'm glad I got to check it out. Everyone, make sure you go follow. Is it Anodic or Anodic? I'm assuming it's Anodic, like Anubis, because it looks like you have Anubis style theme. But I could be wrong. Anodic. Got it. Thank you for submitting. Everyone go give him a follow as well. Yeah. Okay, hold up. Dirty Beats, I'll get to the sub transmission and the feedback doing one right now. Oh my god, it's almost 10 at night. All right, Panda Party is up. I've got one more submission after this. Right? Do I? Two more. Broken Bones and Plague. So 3 more in total. Then I'm done. I thought this was only run for a couple hours, but y'all fucking out here supporting. Love this. All right, so keep it rolling. You have downloads? You do not. Called Phase 1. Get it. Diamond Step, you missed a lot, but it will be uploaded to my channel, so you can catch it. John Gang. The one you wait. Are you talking Anubis John Gang or talking about? Yeah, no, it's not Anubis. Maybe I should get him on for a feedback stream one night. We can both give collective feedback. That'd be fun. Bring up these synths. Your back synths, they can come up a lot. Like your main one can come up a little bit, but the doo-doo-doo in the back, bring that up. Ooh. These need more layers here in this part. Like a lot more layers. Really fill it out. See how like this sounds louder than this? Sounds very hollow. This sounds a little bit more up front. But even then, this sounds loud. Like everything should be at this level if they're by their own selves, just doing the motif. There's a lot of panning here. Cool. Maybe some impact, some down swells. Your kick can come down a little bit in the non-drop section. Some risers here, add some back risers. Bring up these basses. You can bring up your mids quite a bit. Guys, it's I stopped submissions a little bit ago because I'm gonna go past 10 o'clock. But if it's cool, I'll do a poll and we'll probably do another feedback stream next week. Make up for it for all the people that want to. Delta X, what is good? To Noxity Dubs, up at the top, the pinned comment is my Discord. And you can submit through there. But I have 3 more after this one. You guys can also submit it to the feedback section of my Discord. That's not just a live stream one, and I can feedback it there as well. So there's a lot going on in this drop. You switch bases quite a bit, which is fine. Like I said, it's kind of like the earlier 2010-ish style switch ups, which is fun. They just need to be mixed a little bit better, and they need to sound a little full. So the way you can do that is putting them all in a solid bass group and having them pretty much at the same level. So, you know, whatever that first sustain kind of gritty one was at, if that's hitting 0, they all should be hitting 0 with a low cut because you have your sub doing its own thing. And then soft clip your group, and that can help with a lot of the gain staging and help level matching everything overall. I think that you could probably start somewhere in this area. You probably don't need this long of an intro, just dead time. You can, it's totally subjective if you want to do it, but I would just cut out any unnecessary stuff you need. Are you using a limiter on your master or using a saturator? Because your snare gets quieter. Like that one is quieter than the hit before. So if you're using a limiter, don't use a limiter on your master. Or limit, I would just use a saturator, honestly. If you're in Ableton or don't have like any third-party VST, just like saturator, soft clip, digital clip. No, but boom. There's your final clipper right there. It just put it in the feedback. It is too late for tonight, City. I did a cutoff a little bit ago, but put it in the feedback, and I'll feedback it when I get some time, or I'll be doing another stream next week. And if you want to see it live on stream, have it like this, we can do it then. But I've just had so many submissions tonight. I use Saturn 2 into smart limiting, but I'll change it up. It could depend. It could depend on many things, but I think that might be one thing. Depending on, sounds like you're not super used to like mixing and mastering, so it could be like something's getting ramped up, and then limiters duck stuff down and they preserve rather than saturators, which cut off and keep it consistent, or soft clipping versus hard clipping. Overall, yeah, just layer some more of your chugs with, I would say, like some splice stuff. How I kind of told people before, you know, compress them together, get them to gain stage well, and sit them in a group. And I think that'll help a lot, and I think it'll go far from there. So I hope that feedback helps, and I keep running with it. So let me get Ian Hudson, aka Panda Party 420, turn up. I hope it. And if you have any other questions and I didn't answer it, feel free to ask me Discord, Instagram. You know, reach out to me, whatever's convenient. Okay. Broken Bones. Is Broken Bones in the chat? Broken Bones is a homie. Full song. Full sin, more like it. Let's just, actually, I know his stuff's usually on. Yo, hey, nice to see you in here, brother. Your bass guitar, make a little more space for the vocals on the mid section for the vocal. Sounds really fun because it's so loud and up front. Make some space so we don't have to kind of compete on what we're listening to. Sick growl.
Let me take it so, bitch.
Nice. Coming back. I would do something a little more towards the end, maybe pull out the drums or something and keep the side chain there so we kind of know a change is coming, and maybe a nice little sub drop on the way out. Um, Are they splice or vocalists? Vocals. Big phase one? Damn, that's a pretty good compliment. Yeah, the growl's crazy. This section's too loud. It's just gonna be competing as loudness as your drop, so mix it accordingly. You got this. Sound-wise, everything works, but just a little bit wider. Subjective opinion. None of that rhythmic stuff. Just let the vocal and the effects do its own thing. Let us breathe for a second. We've been through the ringer. We have this bass guitar. We understand we're about to fucking punch a wall. So let us just have that second of the vocal. Let us have clarity. Oh yeah, it does. Honestly, I think the whole build, you don't need any more dubstep basses. Totally subjective here, by the way. That you don't need any more dubstep, but let the bass, let the build up come. We already probably assume it's heavy, so it's gonna be nice. We know it's coming, and then that growl is gonna hit. We're like, ah, fuck, we're back.
Let me take it so, bitch.
Yeah, I know you see need second drop variation. I think that this part have your new rhythm. Bump bada wump bada wump bump. Yeah, bump bada bump bada bump bump. You know what I'm saying?
Let me take it so.
I think once you go in and do the variation, the second drop, it's gonna slap. I don't think your first drop needs that much variation to it because this is that Subsidious style, right? So sometimes less is more with that aspect of just keeping it simple for the first one. Second one, kind of you do a little bit different, and then like I said, do the switch up. I think your mix wise and the basses sound really good. They're crunchy. Which is really, I think, the hardest meta to get right now in bro step is getting like the pure grit and cleanliness and tonality, but also having like that massive distortion but controlled, and you're doing it in a very good way. So I think it's very solid. I think just turn down your break. I think subjectively, if you want to get rid of that stuff in the second build and let the vocal just kind of do her thing, because we know we're probably going to hit that again, I think that would be really awesome. But this is a sick track, dude. I think one of the best ones I've heard from you so far as like bro stuff goes. So everyone, do your thing for Broken Bones and drop him a follow. All right, last one for the night by Plague. Space Pirates. Air out Robostat. Sheesh. Wait, is it? The 120? Oh no.
Years ago, below the surface of planet Zebes, the mercenaries known as space pirates were defeated by interstellar bounty hunter Samus Aran. Descending to the very core of the pirate stronghold, Samus exterminated the energy-based parasites called Metroids and defeated Mark Brain, the leader of the pirate horde. But the space pirates were far from finished.
Careful with your second harmonic here. In this general area, I think. Oops. Out this.
10 years ago, finished.
Also, your snare is like literally up here. Your snare can come down a little bit. Also, whatever that noise is really peaking there. It's very hard on the side. Listen here. Careful once again, that is peaking there.
But the space pirates were far from finished.
Vocals very loud, very peaking. Compression will do wonders for that.
Space pirates were far from finished. Several pirate research vessels were orbiting Zebes while Samus fought on the surface below. After the fall of Mother Brain, the ships escaped with the hopes of finding enough resources to rebuild their forces and take their revenge. After discovering a possible pirate colony on planet Talon 4, Samus has again prepared for war. A war hoping to end the pirate threat forever.
Dope track. For that. Yeah, I think you just need to watch your second harmonic, your sub, kind of the muddy area around like 120 to 300 in your basses. The snare can come down. I was controlling it with this alone, and you know, this was pulling down almost 60 dB, and the snare was still bright as day. Another thing I think variation I think is gonna be important. We have this boom. So just add more flow, especially in the second drop. We want to hear it evolve, right? So how are we gonna take that? Okay, we go to triplets. Wom. Like just have fun and change up the flow, and don't be afraid to change up the flow. and even changing the transpose or even the frequency shifter of the guns. Guns are really cool because you can do a lot with just transposing up and down in general. They're really uh they do usually pretty well. I don't know if I have an old version of a track that this was like a really early version, and it's not the greatest guns, but it was an idea we got down in like 30 minutes. But just hearing the transposing of it,
There's blood you seek. Welcome to join us.
went up here, down, falling. So you can have a lot of fun with guns and changing the pitch and all that stuff that goes with it as well. So other than that, it is very loud. I did see you commented that, but your drop is louder than your intro, so that's great. The vocal I think can be controlled a little more because you do have a lot of resonances. So control that stuff, because if that stuff slams in your master and you have a really loud master, it distorts, right? We don't want any of that, and we don't want anything super harsh, especially in the higher frequencies to the ears. That doesn't sound good to the listener. And the more we push our master, the more distortion we're naturally going to get, and we just want that to be as possible and it's controlled. But overall, I think it's a great track. I think it has a really cool theme, and I don't know where you got the vocal from, but it works out. You really don't need a build. There's really no builds in this, but it works because you kind of take away and it hits. So other than that, I don't have too much left to say about that. We had a phenomenal stream. We had so many submissions tonight, guys. Thank you for everyone that stayed through. And for the people that I did not get to, if you want me to, I will submit it, or I will go through feedback in the feedback session. If you want to save it till next week, I'll just do another feedback stream next week. We'll do that. And I appreciate everyone that joined, everyone that gave feedback, everyone that followed, everyone in the community. Really appreciate that. Really glad we are able to grow together, and glad to see so many new people in the Discord. Drop your racks, drop new stuff, and interact with each other. And on that, have a great rest of your night, and I look forward to talking with y'all tomorrow. And don't forget, new video dropping tomorrow. I dropped a video this Saturday on how to subsidy a dubstep, so go check that stuff out. Peace.